What began as a simple night with friends turned into the moment that shattered my marriage. We had been invited to a small get-together at the neighbors'. I slipped into my favorite clothes, painted on my brightest smile, and told myself I was ready to enjoy the evening. Daniel, my husband, stood by the drinks table, speaking politely with a few familiar faces. He wasn't the type to be loud or attention-seeking. He was steady, kind, dependable, qualities I once adored. But lately, something in me had shifted. The warmth I used to feel had faded into boredom and irritation, though I never admitted it, even to myself. As the night wore on, I started making little jokes at Daniel's expense. Small digs about his habits, his clothes, the way he held his glass. People chuckled politely, and that small ripple of laughter gave me a rush. I felt like the center of attention, while he became the punchline. But I didn't stop there. My teasing grew bolder. I mimicked his walk, exaggerated his voice, turned him into a caricature. The room broke into laughter, and I basked in it. I saw his jaw tighten, his expression stiffen, but I brushed it off. To me, it was harmless fun. Until I went too far. Honestly, Daniel, I blurted loud enough for everyone to hear, sometimes I wonder why I even married you. You're dull. Predictable. It's a miracle you tolerate me at all. The laughter swelled, some uneasy, some genuine, but Daniel didn't join in. His eyes locked on mine, steady and unblinking, and in that moment I knew something had changed. He inhaled slowly, straightened his shoulders, and walked toward me. The room fell into silence. Our friends exchanged uneasy looks, sensing the shift in the air. Daniel stopped in front of me. He didn't raise his voice, didn't throw accusations. He just spoke, calm and unwavering. I think this is the end. I forced a nervous laugh. You're joking, right? You're making this bigger than it is. Everyone was just laughing. He shook his head. No. This wasn't a joke. You humiliated me tonight, in front of everyone. And it isn't the first time. I've tried to overlook it, tried to forgive it, but I can't anymore. My chest tightened. Daniel, wait. We can talk about this. He raised his hand, silencing me. There's nothing left to talk about. I can't stay with someone who mocks me, belittles me, and strips away my dignity. Not in private, not in public, and certainly not tonight. The silence was suffocating. Everyone around us shifted uncomfortably. I stammered. I don't understand. You're leaving me over a joke? His reply was quiet but firm. It wasn't a joke. It was betrayal. And betrayal isn't something I can forgive. I'm done. He turned and walked out, leaving me frozen in place, the laughter and warmth of the party vanishing like smoke. In the days that followed, Daniel filed for divorce. No shouting, no drama, just steady, deliberate steps forward. He moved with dignity, reclaiming his life while leaving me behind. I tried calling, tried apologizing, but he never answered. His decision was final. Friends and family who had been there told me later how stunned they were, not just by my cruelty, but by the way Daniel had carried himself. He didn't seek revenge, didn't create a scene. He simply stood up, claimed his self-respect, and walked away. Over time, the weight of what I'd lost sank in. What I thought was playful teasing had been slow, public destruction of trust and respect. By mocking him, I'd broken the foundation of our marriage. Months later, Daniel had settled into a new apartment, new routines, and a life rebuilt on his own terms. I was left with nothing but regret, replaying that night over and over, the night I ridiculed my husband and he ended our marriage forever. The lesson became painfully clear. Betrayal doesn't always come in shouting matches or acts of violence. Sometimes it's disguised as laughter. Sometimes it's the silence that follows. Daniel showed me that respect is fragile, humiliation has consequences, and the strongest statement isn't made in anger but in walking away. And so the memory lingers. The moment he looked at me, said, "I'm done," and left me standing in the ruins of what I had destroyed.